They say you can't patent dignity, but my son was about to learn that every empire has a formula and mine expires at midnight. Grant stood in my greenhouse, contract in hand, surrounded by witnesses from the county board. Sign it, Dad. $1 for the renewal, or I spray everything tonight. He thought my silence was senility. He didn't realize I was calculating half-lives. In chemistry, we call it a catalyst, the element that triggers a reaction without being consumed. I was about to become his. The herbicide canister sat on my workbench. Industrial grade. Glyphosate concentrate. The kind that doesn't just kill plants, it sterilizes soil for seasons. Grant had positioned it deliberately. Theater. My prize dahlias were behind me, their burgundy heads heavy with late autumn blooms. 20 years of cultivation. Crossbreeding. Soil pH adjustments. He knew what they meant to me. What he didn't know was that I'd stopped caring about flowers the moment he walked in with lawyers. The county officials stood near the door. 3 of them. Gray suits. Clipboard. The woman on the left kept glancing at her watch. They weren't here as witnesses to a business transaction. They were here to document my incompetence. Grant had told them I was confused. Forgetful. That I needed help making decisions. The greenhouse air was thick. Humid. My shirt stuck to my back. The scent of compost mixed with something chemical. The herbicide canister had a slow leak. Careless. Grant never paid attention to details. That's why his company was failing. That's why he needed my signature before midnight when the licensing window closed forever. Inside my potting shed, I sat on the wooden stool Maria gave me 40 years ago. The seat was worn smooth. Shaped to my body. I could feel my pulse in my temples. Steady. Controlled. Not panic. Just the body's response to adrenaline. In my hands, the contract Grant had shoved at me. 3 pages. Legalese. But the center was clear. Transfer of patent AG7 for consideration of $1. Voluntary guardianship papers attached as writer B. My signature would give him everything. The fertilizer compound. The house. My bank accounts. He'd structured it as care, as family looking after an aging father who couldn't manage anymore. I'd spent 40 years in chemical engineering before I retired to gardening. Developed AG7 in my 30s. A slow-release nitrogen compound that tripled yield in alkaline soil. Licensed it to Grant's biotech company 15 years ago when he was starting out. Gave him exclusive rights. Cost basis, not market rate. A father helping his son. The license renewed annually. Standard terms. Either party could terminate with 90 days notice. I'd filed termination papers that morning at 8:47 a.m. Certified mail. Recorded delivery. The patent office confirmed receipt at 9:32. In 4 hours and 13 minutes, AG7 would enter public domain. Grant's company manufactured nothing else. Their entire product line. $340 million in annual revenue. All dependent on exclusive access to my formula. By morning, his competitors would have it. His stock would crater. His investors would flee. He'd built his empire on sand, and I was about to wash it away. Grant's voice carried through the greenhouse glass. You have the pen. Give him the good one. The one that works. I returned at 11:15. Walked slowly. Old man shuffle. Let my hand tremble when I reached for the door. The county officials were still there. The woman with the clipboard had her phone out now. Texting. Bored. Grant stood beside my workbench. The contract laid out. Pages crisp. He'd added tabs. Sign here stickers in yellow. Making it easy for the confused old man. I approached. Studied the papers. Squinted. Let my finger trace the words like I was struggling to read. Grant's lawyer, a thin man with wire glasses, leaned forward. Mr. Roper, this is a simple transfer. Your son will handle your finances. Make sure you're taken care of. Very generous terms. I picked up the pen. Expensive. Heavy. Grant had brought his own. Nothing of mine was good enough. My hand shook. Not performance. Real tremor. 60 years of chemical exposure. Benzene. Toluene. My nervous system paid the price. But it looked like fear. Like weakness. Grant smiled. I set the pen down. Which section transfers the house? The lawyer blinked. Section 7. I need my reading glasses. They're in the shed. Grant's jaw tightened. Micro-expression. Irritation. But he nodded. Take your time, Dad. We have all night. No. We didn't. We had 45 minutes. At 11:32, I signed. Shaky signature. Barely legible. The county officials witnessed. Added their names. Official stamps. Grant exhaled. Audible relief. He took the contract. Held it up to the light. Checking. Making sure every page was initialed. Every signature present. His lawyer nodded. All in order. The woman with the clipboard smiled. Professional courtesy. Another successful intervention. Protecting vulnerable seniors from their own declining faculties. Grant folded the papers. Tucked them inside his jacket. Then he did something I hadn't expected. He laughed. Not cruel. Just released tension. Genuine relief. For a second, he looked like the boy I'd taught to ride a bicycle. Before business school. Before the money. Before he learned to see people as assets or obstacles. Thank you, Dad. His voice was almost gentle. This is better for everyone. You'll see. The county officials filed out. Paperwork complete. The lawyer followed. Grant stayed. Stood there in my greenhouse surrounded by my dahlias. My life's work reduced to decorative background for his victory. He walked to the herbicide canister. Picked it up. Felt its weight. You won't need this anymore. I'm hiring a landscaping service. Professional. Your gardens will look better than ever. He set it down carefully. Then he left. I waited. Counted to 60. Listened to car engines starting. Gravel crunching. Taillights disappearing down the drive. Then I walked to my shed. To the file box on the top shelf. Inside, the termination notice. Copy stamped by the patent office that morning. In 17 minutes, Grant would open champagne in my kitchen. In 18 minutes, I'd show him the receipt. Grant's Mercedes was still in my driveway at 11:47. Kitchen lights blazed. Through the window, I saw him. Phone to his ear. Pacing. Probably calling his wife. Telling her it was done. The old man signed. The company was saved. I came in through the front door. Quiet. He didn't hear. Was mid-sentence when I entered the kitchen. The contract sat on the counter. Beside it, a bottle. Dom Perignon. 2 glasses. He'd brought celebration supplies. I set the folder on the table. Manila. Unmarked. The sound made him turn. Dad. He lowered the phone. I'll call you back. Pocketed it. Smiled. Tired but triumphant. I was just telling Rachel. This is good for everyone. You'll see. Sit down, Grant. Something in my voice made him hesitate. I wasn't shuffling. Wasn't trembling. Wasn't the confused old man who'd signed papers an hour ago. He sat. Slowly. Eyes on the folder. I opened it. Removed a single document. Placed it in front of him. Patent termination notice. United States Patent and Trademark Office. Filed December 8th. Received and recorded December 8th at 9:32 a.m. Effective December 9th at midnight. He stared. Picked it up. Read. His face drained. This. His voice was hoarse. This can't be real. It's real. Certified. Recorded. Irreversible. But I signed the contract. You can't do this. The contract gives you control of my finances, not my intellectual property. I terminated the patent this morning. In 13 minutes, AG7 becomes public domain. Your exclusive license. Gone. Your company's product line. Worthless. Your stock. His hands shook. The paper rattled. You planned this. I tried to teach you chemistry once. You said it was boring. Preferred business school. Never understood that chemistry is just consequences. Reactions. You brought the acid, son. I provided the base. He stood. Chair scraping. Loud. Harsh. Fix this. You have to fix this. Can't. Patent office is closed. Even if it was open, termination is final. But. His voice broke. My company. Your company built itself on something you never earned. I gave you the license as a gift. You treated it like inheritance. Like right. Expected it to renew forever while you. He waited. While I what? While you threatened to poison my garden unless I sold you my patent for $1. While you tried to have me declared incompetent. While you brought witnesses to document my confusion. You earned this, Grant. Every consequence. He looked at the champagne bottle. At the contract. At the termination notice. Then at me. When he spoke, his voice was hollow. I'm ruined. Yes. He left. No argument. No threats. Just walked out. Car started. Drove away. I sat in my kitchen. Poured myself 2 fingers of his champagne. Wasted on celebration. Perfect for balance restored. The Coast House closes escrow on January 4th. Mendocino. Cliffside. Small. 2 bedrooms. Garden space. Ocean view. Real estate agent called it a steal. I called it freedom. Grant's company filed bankruptcy on December 16th. Stock worthless. Investors sued. He lost the house. The cars. Rachel filed for divorce on the 23rd. Took the kids to her parents in Sacramento. He's living in a corporate apartment now. Works for his former competitor. Not executive. Sales. Commission-based. I sent him a check. $5,000. Not charity. Payment for teaching me something valuable. That kindness without boundaries is just permission to be destroyed. He didn't cash it. The dahlias are packed. Dormant bulbs wrapped in newspaper. They'll bloom again next summer. Different soil. Different climate. Same roots. I'm 70 years old. Spent 40 years building things for other people. Formulas. Patents. A son's future. Gave everything freely. Expected nothing. Got nothing. Now I build for myself. Small garden. Ocean air. Mornings with coffee watching fog roll in. No contracts. No witnesses. No one mistaking silence for weakness. Chemistry taught me that reactions are reversible only until they're not. Some bonds break clean. Some combinations can't be restored. Grant and I reached our equilibrium. Separate. Stable. Final. The moving truck comes tomorrow. I'm taking my tools. My bulbs. Maria's recipe box. The rest. Grant stored my furniture before he lost everything. I told the facility to donate it. Start clean. The greenhouse thermometer reads 41 degrees. Cold enough that I need a jacket for my final walkthrough. I checked the soil beds. The irrigation system. The glass panels for cracks. Everything maintained. Ready for whoever comes next. At the door, I pause. 20 years in this space. 2 decades of cultivation. Growth. Patient work that asked nothing but time and attention. My best work happened here. Not in the patent office. Not in corporate negotiations. Here. In silence. In soil. Building things that bloomed. I close the door. Lock it. Drop the key in the realtor's lockbox. Then I walk to my truck. Engine starts on first try. Reliable. I pull out of the driveway. Don't look back. Forward is the only direction that matters now. Mendocino waits. The Pacific waits. Whatever's left of my life waits. And for the first time in decades, it belongs only to me. If you respect the strategy used here today, do me a favor, subscribe and state your location in the comments. I need to know who understands that kindness is not weakness. Your comment could be the wake-up call for a brother who is currently sleepwalking into a trap. We share these hard truths so no one has to face the abyss unprepared. Stay sharp, audit your circle, and never forget that your life is defined by the boundaries you refuse to compromise. Stand your ground.